Welcome back. Today we're exploring the hidden side of America's 10 largest cities, the homelessness crisis that shadows their iconic skylines. Let's look beyond the postcard view and see the real America. Our journey begins in New York, the city that never sleeps. This iconic metropolis, with its dazzling lights and endless energy, has long been a symbol of hope, ambition, and possibility. People from all over the world flock here, drawn by the promise that anything can happen in the Big Apple. But beneath the neon glow and the towering skyscrapers, there's another story unfolding, a story that's often hidden in the shadows. For over 90,000 people, the dream is just about finding a safe place to sleep. Every night, thousands search for a patch of sidewalk, a subway seat, or a spot in a crowded shelter. The city's streets, parks, and transit stations become makeshift bedrooms for those with nowhere else to go. For them, survival is the dream, and safety is the luxury. New York's right to shelter policy means many are in shelters, but the crisis is everywhere. Shelters offer a roof, but not always a solution. The system is stretched thin and the need keeps growing. For every person who finds a bed, there are many more waiting, hoping, and struggling to get by. You might walk through Penn Station or ride the subway, passing families whose only home is a train car or a station bench. Children doze on their parents' shoulders, their dreams interrupted by the rumble of passing trains. Commuters rush by, often unaware of the quiet struggles happening just a few feet away. The city's relentless pace makes it easy for people to disappear in plain sight. In the blur of daily life, it's simple to overlook those who are struggling. Yet every face in the crowd has a story, and some are stories of hardship and resilience. The contrast is jarring. Rooftop bars above, people seeking warmth below. While some sip cocktails high above the city, others huddle together for warmth on the streets. The divide between comfort and crisis is often just a few floors apart. New York spends billions on homeless services, but the cost of living and lack of affordable housing keep the crisis alive. Rents soar, wages stagnate, and affordable options vanish. For many, the dream of a stable home feels further away than ever, despite the city's best efforts. When you visit, look past the bright lights. Notice the resilience, but also the cracks in the city's foundation. The city's energy is undeniable, but so is its struggle. Every block tells a story of hope, hardship, and the fight to belong. The city's beauty and struggle exist side by side, often on the same street corner. Central Park's green spaces offer a brief escape, but just steps away, the reality of homelessness is impossible to ignore. It's a city of contrasts, where dreams and difficulties walk hand in hand. It's a powerful reminder of New York's complex soul. The city is a mosaic of cultures, backgrounds, and experiences, each piece adding to its vibrant, sometimes chaotic, always compelling character. The spirit of New York is in its people, those who thrive and those who survive. It's in the artists, the workers, the dreamers, and the fighters. It's in the communities that come together to help, and in the individuals who refuse to give up, no matter how tough things get. To truly know this city, you have to see both. You have to look beyond the surface to witness both the triumphs and the trials. Let's move on. Next stop, Los Angeles, where a different story of hope and hardship awaits. Welcome to Los Angeles, the City of Angels, a place where the dazzling lights of Hollywood and the promise of fame stand in stark contrast to one of America's most visible and heartbreaking homelessness crises. Here, the city's legendary glamour is shadowed by a reality that's impossible to ignore. In neighborhoods like Skid Row, entire blocks are lined with tents and makeshift shelters. But it's not just here. Encampments now stretch across the city, from downtown to the suburbs. A visible reminder that this crisis knows no boundaries. Tents and tarps line the freeways, fill city parks, and even appear in the shadow of the iconic Hollywood sign. These improvised homes are everywhere, blending into the city's landscape and becoming part of daily life for thousands. These aren't just temporary shelters, they're entire communities, built with desperate ingenuity and resilience. People create homes out of whatever materials they can find, forging bonds with neighbors who share their struggles. The reasons behind this crisis are deeply complex: sky-high rents that push families out, untreated mental health struggles, addiction, and the relentless grip of systemic poverty. For many, a single setback, like a lost job or medical emergency, can mean losing everything. For countless Angelenos, the slide into homelessness is terrifyingly fast and often irreversible. The line between stability and crisis is razor-thin, and once crossed, it's incredibly hard to return. The city is pouring billions of dollars into solutions, building shelters, funding outreach, and supporting affordable housing. Yet, despite these efforts, the need keeps growing and the crisis remains visible on every street. As a visitor, you can't miss it. From the glitzy Walk of Fame to the sun-soaked boardwalks of Venice Beach, the reality of homelessness is everywhere, woven into the fabric of LA's most famous sights. It's a stark reminder that behind the city's glitz and glamour, real people, families, children, and individuals are fighting every day for survival, dignity, and hope. In Los Angeles, beauty and suffering exist side by side, inseparable and undeniable. The city's story is one of contrasts, of dreams and despair, hope and hardship. Now let's leave LA behind and head to Chicago. The Windy City awaits, with its own story to tell about homelessness in America. Onward. In Chicago, homelessness becomes a life-or-death struggle when winter hits. While tourists enjoy the city's architecture, thousands seek refuge in train stations, under bridges, or in Lower Wacker Drive. The contrast between grandeur and struggle is stark. Skyscrapers above, people huddled for warmth below. The city's resources are stretched thin, especially in the coldest months. Chicago's beauty is measured not just in its buildings, but in how it cares for its most vulnerable. Now let's head south to Houston. Houston stretches endlessly, a city of highways and neighborhoods that seem to go on forever. But beneath this vast urban sprawl lies a hidden crisis, homelessness that is often invisible to the casual observer. The sheer size of Houston means that those without stable housing are scattered, their struggles masked by distance and the city's constant motion. In recent years, Houston has adopted a housing-first approach, focusing on getting people into homes before addressing other needs. This strategy has led to a remarkable reduction in homelessness. Over 60% fewer people are living on the streets compared to a decade ago. Yet, despite this progress, significant challenges persist, and many still find themselves without a permanent place to call home. For those without a car, daily life becomes a struggle. Houston's public transportation is limited, and the city's design favors drivers. Without reliable transit, accessing essential services, job opportunities, or even grocery stores can feel impossible, trapping many in a cycle of poverty and uncertainty. As a result, encampments often form in the shadows, under highway overpasses and along busy freeways. These makeshift communities are isolated, cut off from the resources and support that could help people get back on their feet. If you're just visiting, you might not notice the crisis right away. It hides in plain sight, revealed only in quiet parks, empty alleyways, and the subtle signs of struggle that most people overlook as they go about their day. Still, hope persists. Volunteers and outreach workers are on the ground every day, connecting with those in need and helping them find a path forward. Houston's progress is real, but the fight against homelessness is far from over. Now, let's leave the bayous and highways behind and head west, where a different landscape and a new set of challenges awaits us in Phoenix. Welcome to the Valley of the Sun, where the desert meets the city and the story continues. In Phoenix, the desert heat turns homelessness into a fight for survival. Summer temperatures soar past 110 degrees Fahrenheit, making shade and water a matter of life and death. The Zone, a massive encampment near downtown, houses over 1,000 people. Outreach teams distribute water, but the need is overwhelming. The city's growth stands in stark contrast to this humanitarian crisis. Visiting Phoenix, you feel the intensity of the environment and the struggle to survive it. Next, we travel to Philadelphia, the city of brotherly love. Philadelphia's historic streets are marked by a modern crisis. Homelessness in the heart of America's birthplace. You'll see people sleeping near the Liberty Bell or asking for help steps from Independence Hall. The Kensington neighborhood is an epicenter, but the struggle is citywide. The crisis is tied to addiction, poverty, and a lack of affordable housing. Philadelphia's story is one of resilience, but also of deep inequality. Now let's head back to Texas, San Antonio. San Antonio's homelessness crisis is growing, especially near its tourist core. The city's haven for hope shelter is a national model, but demand outpaces resources. The Riverwalk's beauty is just blocks away from people living under bridges and in parks. Tourism and homelessness collide, creating tension and urgency. As a visitor, you'll see both sides, festivity and hardship, often within steps of each other. San Antonio's warmth is real, but many are left out in the cold. Next, we visit San Diego, paradise with a problem. San Diego's perfect weather and beaches mask one of the nation's highest homeless populations. Tent cities line downtown, the waterfront, and even the city's parks. The crisis is visible everywhere, a stark contrast to the city's idyllic image. Lack of affordable housing is the root cause, pushing thousands onto the streets. The city's efforts, shelters, camping bans, are often temporary fixes. San Diego is a tale of two cities, beauty and deep societal failure. Now to Dallas, the Big D. Let's see how the crisis spreads there. Dallas's rapid growth has pushed homelessness from downtown into neighborhoods across the metroplex. Encampments now appear under highways, in parks, and far from the city center. The city's size makes coordinated help difficult, and rising rents add pressure. As a visitor, you'll see the crisis on the periphery, at intersections, in bus shelters, and beyond. Dallas's prosperity isn't reaching everyone, and the challenge is growing. It's a sprawling crisis for a sprawling city. Our final stop, San Jose, Silicon Valley's heart, the ultimate paradox. San Jose, surrounded by tech wealth, faces one of America's most severe homeless crises. Encampments line creeks and city streets just miles from billion-dollar campuses. The tech boom has driven housing costs sky high, leaving even working families at risk. The city's resources and innovation haven't solved the crisis. Wealth alone isn't enough. Visiting San Jose is a lesson in modern inequality, where the American dream and crisis live side by side. Our journey ends here, but the story continues. Let's reflect on what we've seen. One last thought. Across America's greatest cities, homelessness is a shared story of struggle and resilience. It's not just about numbers, it's about people, dignity, and survival. Seeing it firsthand changes your perspective and reminds us how thin the line can be. Awareness is the first step toward change. Thank you for joining this journey. If you believe in real stories, subscribe and help us keep the conversation going. Until next time, let's keep exploring the world for its truth.